Today, we will be presenting Indian Woman's Death Song, written by Felicia Hemans.
In the beginning of the poem, a woman and her children rode down the Mississippi River towards a cataract, which is another word for a waterfall, after the woman's husband fled. Because the man fled, she is very depressed and sad, which leads her to sing a death song as she is mourning. While rowing down the river, she sings the song until the sound of the water overpowers her voice, and she perished.
A few of the themes found in this poem are the suffering of females and grief. The suffering of females is found throughout the poem because of the fact that her husband had left her to take care of all of her children, and it wasn't fair to her because of the responsibilities she had been given on top of the responsibilities she had while her husband was still with the family. And grief, of course, because the woman was already grieving about her husband leaving, and she was grieving throughout the entire poem. Another way she grieved was through the death song she sang to her children on the river. A few literary styles are personification and imagery. An example of personification is "Some gentle wind may whisper there." The author gave the wind a human trait, which would be whispering, and it's not possible for the wind to actually whisper. And imagery, piercing thick forest glooms, a light canoe. With this line, you can image a tree and a luscious forest with the women and kids going down the river in a small canoe. A few quotes: "The heart of love that made his home an ever sunny place." This is a powerful and emotional quote that betrays how the woman felt about her husband leaving. It shows how she was confused because she loved him. "Whose waters from my soul may lave the memory of this woe." This quote represents how the woman is feeling about her husband and why she's going down the river. She wants the river to wash her soul so that she can forget about her husband. Wafting a wild, proud strain, her song of death. The woman is feeling very emotional, and she's feeling mixed emotions. She's emotional through her happiness and her sadness, because she was happy because she knew her husband was a bad person. However, she is sad because she loved him, and now she has to take care of her children by herself.
Some of the literary theories are the feminist theory and the psychoanalytic theory. In the poem, the woman's independence is a strong focal point, as she is left by herself with her children to take care of them after the husband fled. And the psychoanalytic theory, which is the woman still has her husband on her mind while she sings and rows down the Mississippi, and he is the reason for her depression and sadness, and the reason that she sings the song.
A few things about the author, Felicia Hemans. She was the daughter of a merchant and the fifth child of 7 children in her family. She published her first poem at 14 years old. Her husband, in real life, went on a trip to Italy and never came back, leaving her to take care of her 5 children. As a child, she had always been captivated by classical art, and some of her other popular work includes Siege of Valencia and Records of Women.
Some questions are: what kind of emotions was the woman feeling throughout the poem? Why was the woman singing the death song when rowing down the Mississippi? And how did Felicia Hemans' past life help her influence the writing of this poem?
Thank you.